So I'll next take you over to the access modifications. You know, as Marco had said earlier, one of the key challenges along the corridor, especially when you get inside Loop 610, is that the ramp spacings between the exit ramps and the entrance ramps, or the entrance ramps and the exit ramps, are very closely spaced. Many of those ramp spacings are in the range of about 700 to 800 feet. Using current design practices and desirable design standards, we would design them for about 1,800 feet, so very short distances. And what that causes is a lot of merging and weaving of traffic. As traffic enters onto the main lanes, we have traffic that's trying to exit within a very short period of distance, or a short distance. And what that causes is delay by vehicles slowing down to make those maneuvers, or worse yet, it causes incidents or crashes along the corridor. So one of the strategies that we've looked at is taking and modifying where some of those ramp locations occur. So I'll step you through those. On this diagram here, just to give you an idea on where we're at, this is the West Park Drive. This would be the northbound main lanes, and then this would be the southbound main lanes. So I'm going to walk you through the northbound first. So as we travel down past I-610 and cross over Buffalo Speedway, you can see that one of the entrance and exit ramps locations here, here's entering traffic, that's an existing ramp. Here's an exit ramp that's a very short distance, so that's where one of our merge weave issues occurs. So what we're proposing here is to remove that entrance point. We would still keep the entrance ramp, but we would extend it over Kirby Drive so that traffic would not have to go through that signalized intersection. They would go over Kirby Drive, they would go over this exit ramp there, and they would be entering the freeway main lanes over Greenbrier Drive. So we're basically just taking that exit ramp and shifting the location of where it enters, or the entrance ramp, and shifting where it enters further to the north. We would be removing this current entrance ramp at this location, which is just north of Kirby. So that traffic would either have to come back and enter here or go through the Greenbrier and Shepherd intersections to enter down here. It can be a slight inconvenience to traffic, but we think that's one that would help us improve the safety along the corridor. The other ramp location that we're looking at removing is the one that is just north of Spur 527. And again, the reason for removing that ramp, if you look at the exiting traffic that gets onto 288 and the entering traffic here, they're doing that in a very short distance, which causes a lot of merging and weaving and accidents to occur at that location. So that traffic would have to come back and enter the freeway back at this location, or perhaps change their travel over to 288. So turning around and going in the southbound direction, similar type of strategy. As we travel past Kirby Drive, okay, so we're on the freeway frontage road here, we would be bringing traffic onto the entrance ramp, and instead of having it enter where it currently does, we would close that ramp down. Traffic would go over Buffalo Speedway. It would come back down onto the frontage road, cross under Edlow, and then enter just south of Edlow, where there is a current entrance ramp. And again, the reason for doing that is we have entering traffic here, exiting traffic here. It causes a lot of delay and collisions in that particular area. So by doing this, we're extending the distances between where traffic exits and enters the freeway. Traveling further south, we would be taking the Newcastle Drive exit ramp out. The reason for taking that out is, again, that ramp is in very close proximity to this entrance ramp. And the other thing that begins to occur is the traffic that is entering onto 610 headed northbound begins to queue up. And so there's a lot of traffic that really comes to a standstill right here and cannot even access that ramp. So we would take that out. So that traffic would have to then exit back here at this location. Traveling further to the south, we cross 610, we're headed down towards the West Park Tollway. And what we're implementing here is what we're calling an auxiliary lane. And it's an added lane that allows added capacity between the exit ramp here at Fountain View going back onto the West Park Tollway. So the whole idea behind the access modifications is, even though it does cause some inconvenience and requires the drivers to change their travel behaviors, that we want to make the corridor more safe. And by changing these access points the way that I just described, we feel that it improves the safety along the corridor.